Hey, welcome to Salongirl Gardens today. I'm so glad to have you here. So if you're lucky enough to have been growing tomatoes so far and you've gotten fruit like I've got here, I've got lots of fruit, you might be asking yourself, when do I pick these tomatoes? And it's a little deceiving. Tomatoes are sneaky. The tomatoes that you see in the grocery store are fully red, but you know, those tomatoes, they've been off the vine for a very, very long time. And tomatoes in the grocery store are bred so that they have hard walls, they don't smush, and they have that uniform round red shape that usually loses flavor. So if you're lucky enough to be growing tomatoes and you've got tomatoes to start harvesting, I'm going to show you a way to harvest while they're green. So the reason that you want to do that is a fully mature green tomato right before it starts blushing or there's a tiny bit of blush, you want to take that off the vine. A mature green tomato has hormones in it, and when it's fully mature, those hormones merge together. They decrease the chlorophyll, they increase the carotenoids, which are red and yellow in a tomato, and that hormone activity emits an ethylene gas, which allows a tomato to ripen off the vine, which is actually pretty cool. You want to do this to prevent a couple things from happening. Your tomatoes splitting, birds getting them, or them growing so fast that they start exploding. And I've had a problem with tomatoes in my garden exploding this year because they've just gotten so much rain so fast and they got too big too fast and their cell walls just exploded. So at this point, you kind of want to take the tomatoes off the vine and take them in your house, put them in a brown paper bag if you want them ripened pretty quickly, or just use them on, you know, your counter until they ripen to the red that you desire. We've spoken about my tomatoes before, and this is a black creme right here. This is a gold currant right here, and there's a currant cluster right there. Isn't that gorgeous? We've got yellow pear right here, and then in the back we've got 3 Paul Robesons. And for this video, I'm gonna harvest that guy, and he is huge, just huge. So you want to get the fully mature green ones, or when they just start to blush, like that one right there. So a safe way to harvest your tomatoes is to use some pruning shears. And you're just going to take it, clip it off the vine. Aren't those gorgeous? These are the white cherry tomatoes from In My Gardener. So pretty. You can see the carotenoids have already kicked in with this. If I take it inside and put it in a brown paper bag, these 2 green ones will ripen within 2 days. And now I'm gonna go, this is a Paul Robeson that I'm gonna go harvest. And I wanna weigh this sucker. Look at that. Huge. And we're gonna take this black creme and allow it to ripen inside. And this black creme and we'll take this little cluster of the sun golds my favorite tomato this year. So once the tomatoes reach their mature green stage, they're done for their growing season. And here in Texas, we are mid-June, and that's about it for these tomatoes. I have started a second round of what we call here fall tomatoes, and I will get them in the ground in August. And hopefully I'll get a second harvest around September, October. Again, once you realize that tomatoes can ripen off the vine and turn red on their own, and the process that it takes to get there, you probably don't want to buy store-bought tomatoes anymore, because once you realize that process, you realize those tomatoes have been sitting a really long time and their flavor gets compromised. Nothing is better than a homegrown tomato from your garden that you grew yourself. All that love, sweat, and tears that you poured into those tomatoes makes it all worth it. So I hope you found this informational and useful, and you might want to try it in your garden. If you already do this, let me know in the section down below. As always, I love to communicate with y'all. It's all about community. So thanks so much for joining me at Salongirl Gardens to see how I'm picking my tomatoes this year. And I'll catch you on the next one.